at the end of July, we came out there with Bill Munns and Daniel Perez and a few other people helping us out. And what Bill Munns was trying to do, he was trying to determine the approximate position that Roger Patterson started filming, and approximate position of where the patty was when it was being filmed. So this, based on mathematical magic, is where Roger Patterson was when he got the camera out and started filming. This is frame number 1, started right about here.
Well, that's where Patterson was.
Right. And he was shooting that direction.
And
of course, another rock cairn you see out over there. From this position, after he started moving with the camera, turned it off a little bit, back on, moving this way, that way. But what we've done now, that Bill pretty much got these areas designated, is we have our original grid map. You see a little pink flagging right there.
Yeah, which was very close.
Yeah. So this was our start point, and we ran a corrected declination north-south to a midpoint, and we did east-west. So what we're doing now is trying to tie in Bill Munns' map to our map, and to do that, we need to tie back into our original.
Yeah, right by your hand there is where we flagged for the grid map, and ran a north compass line up into there.
Up towards the big tree area.
And so this is where Bob Gimlin remembered them seeing her.
Yes.
And you can see it's very close to where Munns' estimation is of where Patterson was standing.
Correct.
And they probably came on this old road that went on this bank right here.
Right, and you see the level. I know everybody's talking about it, but the close to the original, most likely after 64 and 67. But the silt line, that's equivalent to the film site area silt line. So this whole area was basically not like this. It was about probably 8 feet taller on this side, but up this high, and the river had cut its way. You also talk about the roof walls where Roger and Bob were riding along on the horses. They went around the edge of the roots to the size of a room, got spooked, creature took off, recovered, got the camera out, started filming. Just out that way, we just took a measurement on it. We figured it was 138-ish feet down to a roof wall through the alders back that way.
You can kind of see through where Robert trimmed a few branches right there.
Right back that way.
Right behind there is the root ball of a downed tree that we think Titmus drew for the first sighting area. That contextualizes it a little bit.
So what most likely could have happened is spooked way back out that way, or more in that general direction, moving in position till the camera gets rolling, and shooting directly from here to right there where I'm seeing that other flag, and then pursuing back this way in a line, a zigzag across the gravel bar that Bill pointed out, and then back up there to the point of 352, which he's now calling 354.
Yeah, adding 2 frames.
Adding 2 frames. So right over there, and that is just off the side and down. So it was suspended in midair now, but then it was a fluvial floodplain. It was all ground across. What we're doing now is we're just going to go measure from our midpoint of our grid, our start point, so we know north-south directional, over to the site where the creature was first filmed. We've already done it to where Roger Patterson first started filming, so we can tie Bill's map into our map, so we can combine the two.
Yeah, and they're very close. We're looking basically northward right here, towards frame 352. Down there in the crook of the creek is where the first sighting occurred. And Patterson ran across the creek this way till he reached this point where you see the little teepee to your left.
What Steven's talking about is that rock cairn with the flag on it.
Well, that's down there is where the first frame of the film occurred. That one.
Right, and we got that one there.
So Patterson started filming down there across the
just across the creek here, and the direction of travel for Patterson was heading towards us this way. And this is Bill Munns is trying to figure out the location of Patterson. We estimated it to be about right here when he did frame 352. But we're on the upper flat area here right now, so that's another 8 feet down. So imagine 8 feet more of silt across this area here. And that's approximately where he was when he was shooting 352. So I'll let Steven kind of take you through from here towards the stumps and towards the big tree.
Not to mention that cairn of rocks down there with the pink flag on it was already up on the sandbar. The first frame of the film, you see the creature on the sandbar already walking back towards these big trees back in here. So that, in a way, kind of pushes Bob Gimlin's recollection downstream towards that root ball, that overturned tree that we saw earlier. But that's where the filming started, according to Munns and his optical analysis of that frame right there. And in the first frame of the film, you can see the creek flowing now where it is again this year. Last year, it used to flow right down through here, right in front of us. So we know that creeks tried to eat this away over time. But so Patterson ran up this way. The creatures ahead of him probably came up this way. Patterson's still running up the creek and filming against this backdrop with that angle. But he's not to that flag yet. That's where he was when he filmed frame 352 and the ones just before it. Before that, he's running and trying to get a stable camera. So he stabilized the camera more or less in that spot and filmed the creature as it walked across this zone right here. All of this is where the stable footage is.
And that's where we're going to head right now, crossing from this angle. This way, 352 angle. We're going to walk directly this way towards these stumps. And you'll see them. I'll follow Steven so you get a chance to see it.
So I'll be the creature. But so he's filming this way, watching the creature walk this way, and he's catching this backdrop, which is easier seen in the John Green recreation with Jim McLaren. And somewhere about this point, Patterson's at that spot now. He starts to stabilize the camera as the creature starts to shift this way towards the northeast. So Patterson would have now been able to see the stumps. We're now entering into that field of view here, where you're going to start seeing these stumps with the creature walking in front of them.
So let's walk along it, and we'll stop you. You pointed out. So here's the stump right here. This is our leaning stump.
Yeah, the leaning stump.
So go ahead and stop it for a second. Go ahead and point to the map. I'll focus that in there. There's the leaning stump right there. Okay, right behind the leaning stump, there's a complex of more stumps.
These guys.
Move a little closer.
Well, now we're passing frame 352.
Okay, hold on a second. Good. I'm going to point to those.
Well, like these.
In the back.
These guys.
Yeah, and they're right here on the. Show me there. Okay, and show me the real big, great big stump here.
Well, the big stump.
It's right over there.
This big fat one.
It's a big fat one. It's the guy right over there.
Yeah.
Good.
And then
we'll move off to our right.
Here's our trackway. Leave it behind now if we go look for the trees.
Yeah, we're thinking this is pretty close to the trackway area through here.
But she would have had to go through this area because you continue to see these log piles behind her and the stumps behind her in relation to the camera. So the creature must have walked through here.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna head this way. Let's show him the big trees and the shot.
So Patterson shifts his camera position up to over here, and he's shooting down to the end of the film. We haven't thoroughly studied all that yet, though.
I'm just fading back to the front, the view shed from this direction. Okay, Steven, take us to the big trees.
Okay. So we've got our little lineup right here. We walk past our big stump and stick to keep the smiley on the right. So we're going to
smiley. Show us the smiley stump on there.
Well, that's this one.
Show us the smiley stump.
Right there.
There it is. Okay, and show us out this way.
Right over there.
There it is. Let's go ahead there. I'll follow you over there, Steve.
So we can just walk on that line of sight from, well, this is Peter Burns' photo. It's not in the exact same position. So now that we're under the tree canopy.
So here's our smiley stump.
Yeah.
Over here. This is the one that's real distinct. It had like a scar on the face of it. It kind of gave it away a little bit there.
So you can see here. And that part is rotted out a lot more than the rest of the stump has.
We'll just back up again and look at that.
Due to the damage.
There it is. Directly beyond this.
So right past here, if we have enough light.
Yeah.